Dear students, today we shall move to the next layer, which is network layer, and see the protocols there. To get started with, let's take IPv6. So the theory for why we are learning IPv6, what is the connection with the IoT, etc., we will discuss later. Let us get started with the actual IPv4 address, its classes and so on, rather than talking too much theory. So as we all know, IPv4 addresses are running short because they are not sufficient to assign to the exploding number of devices getting connected to the internet. So we need a somewhat larger address space which can accommodate large number of devices. That is how IPv6 came to existence. So IPv6 addresses are 128 bits long. So it is said that IPv6 has sufficient addresses to be assigned to every grain of sand on the earth. So that shows how huge is the address space. Now, the addresses are written using hexadecimal, whereas we write IPv4 in dotted decimal notation. This is one point where we differ from notation. So they are written as groups of 4 hex numbers separated by a colon. So you'll have groups. So each group consists of 4 hex numbers. So we have got such 8 groups. So 8 into 4, so 32 hex numbers. And we know that one hex number is corresponding to 4 bits. So 32 into 4, 128 bits. That is how we are getting it. So I repeat, each group consists of 4 hex number and each hex number is 4 bits. So we have got 16 bit groups separated by colon and we have 8 such groups. So 16 into 8 bits, that is 128 bits. Now let us see how an IPv4 address looks like. Here is an example. This, even though we need 2001, it is not actually 2001. It is hexadecimal, so hex number of 2, hex number of 0, and so when expanded, this will become 0010. This will be 4 zeros and so on. Now, when we put 10, we are actually representing 4 zeros here. This is a shorthand notation. If you have all zeros, no need to write all the zeros. You can compress it to 10. So this single 0 is representing 4 hex 0 or 16 bits. So 16 bits here, 16 bits here, 16 bits here, and you can add up. So how many such 16 bits are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 16-bit groups. That is 8 into 16 is 128 bits. So this is how we represent. This should be clearly understood because there will be questions on the representation itself. Okay. So we have used a lot of shortening techniques are used. We must understand this. Based on this, you can expect a question in the quiz or in the main assessment. Now, IP address is divided. This is again a hierarchical address. So we have divisions into network component and a node component. This is done using address classes and in subnet masking. This is in the context of IPv4. Now let us see how it is done in IPv6. So here also we do that. Here split the address into 2 parts. The address is split into 2 64-bit segments. Top part is used for network and the lower part is used for node. So upper 64 bits are used for routing and it is derived from the actual physical MAC address using IEEE's extended unique identifier format, UUI64 format. So please note that the upper bits are used for routing and the lower bits are derived from the MAC address. So this is going to be a typical exercise for you. I'll tell you the steps on how to do that. That if we have got a MAC address, which is a hard-coded address onto every network interface, that 48-bit address will be mapped or converted into 64-bit lower end part. So this is an exercise coming down the line. So if you look at the upper 64 bits, it is again split into two blocks of 48 and 16. Lower 16 used for subnets or internal networks, and upper 48 bits are global network address, which are globally unique and used for routing over the internet. Okay, so please make a note of all these terms. We will be using them extensively in our coming lectures. Okay, so this is how it looks like. So the lower 64 bits primarily derived from the 48-bit MAC address forms the interface ID, and the upper 64 bits, the 16 bits will be used for a subnetting purpose, maybe within the organization, and 48 bits is your global unicast address, which is going to be unique. Now next important part of the discussion is the types and the scope. So just make a note of the type in your book. So the classification is based on the coverage of addressing. So global means it's covering the entire internet. It's like our public IP addresses. Unique local are internal network on a private network, and it's not routed just like your private IP address. Link local is in a single network link. So this diagram shows how they are covering up, say, kind of Venn diagram. So the whole IP address space is divided like this. So global and public IP addresses. So the global addresses that are routable start with 2001. These are known as global unicast addresses and are equivalent of public IP address in networks. So you may get a question based on this. We may give you some IP address and ask you which one is global, public address, and so on. Okay. So internal addresses like our 192.168, they are not routed. It has got two internal address types, link local and unique local. Link local are not routed onto the internet. They are self-assigned. That means a device can create its own link local because it's fundamentally derived from the MAC address. So the device can do it with the protocol. Unique local are meant to be inside an internal network. They are routed internal network but not routed outside. Unique local. So link local and unique local. So link local doesn't require any DHCP. That when a device powers up, it first gets the link local IP address. From there it goes to DHCP and gets unique local or the global public IP address. Okay. Now let us see the rules for abbreviating. So leading zeros are optional. So this has got a leading zero, so it's okay if you write like this. So that means even though we see only 3 hex numbers here, there is a 0, but we won't write since it is a leading 0. And a group of all 0 is represented by a single 0. And here also we omit a leading 0, but this 0 cannot be omitted. You know, this changes the entire meaning. Here also we omit the leading zeros. Okay. So you may get a question like this. They will give you an IP address and ask you to write the shorthand notation. Successive fields of 0 is represented as double colon. For example, here I have got successive fields of 0. So this will be denoted by 2 colons. So 2 colons means that whatever missing is there as zeros in between these columns, that is 1, 2, 3, 4. So it has got only 4 hex number groups. So we should be having 8 hex number groups. So remaining 4 groups are within this column and they are all zeros. 1, 2, 3 and 4. They all are abbreviated within this single between these columns. So similar examples are given. You can have a look at it and how it looks like. For sure there will be a question based on this notation. Now addresses are written like this, slash prefix length, and this is the another way of notating it. Doesn't require much explanation, you can see that. And the hierarchical division of network, the 48 bits site prefix, ISP prefix, again shows the hierarchy, and this is LAN prefix which is inside our organization. Okay, so the details of division are given here, the same as that, we use similar lines as that of IPv4 address. You can go through it, and this is how it is done. Okay, so I'll put a link to this document in the description box. You can right away download it and study. Scopes, everything is there repeatedly coming. Okay, so special IPv6 addresses, how does it start? You need not memorize, but just have a look at how these things are having. Okay, so that's all for the theory part of IPv6 representation, groups, etc. Please make note of them. Next lecture we will learn more about its use in the IoT and what are the other services which we mainly use from IPv6 to deploy IoT applications. Okay, that we will see in the next class. Thank you.